Population of over 126 million people, Ethiopia, which was recently announced as a new BRICS member, is the host city for a crucial workshop that may shape new regulations of the electoral management bodies across the continent. South Africa's electoral management body, the IEC, was tasked by the Association of African Electoral Authorities to spearhead the process, of which they say are making headway, but a greater collaboration is needed.
There's going to have to be political diplomacy, which is why we've partnered with DECO so that they manage the political side of the process. On our side, as an election management body, is to manage the content and ensure that we carry with us on this journey all the election management bodies on the continent. But we've got to be careful not to chew too much at the beginning. We've got to deal with this thing in a phased way. Firstly, let's get it approved by the Association of African Electoral Authorities, and once so approved, then place it firmly on the agenda of the African Union and to be driven politically by DECO.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, who gave his remarks, called for the African Union to investigate the connection between social media and the coups that have been taking place on the African continent. Over the past 3 years, Africa has seen a resurgence of coups.
We must all be concerned about the resurgence of unconstitutional changes of government in the African continent. 6 AU member states are under suspension due to unconstitutional changes of government. This is unprecedented, and therefore we request the AU Commission to carry out a study onto the root causes of this military coup, to understand why citizens celebrate when coups take place. Without addressing the root causes, we will not be able to effectively stamp it out.
Libya, which underwent the process of a regime change in 2011, was also represented by its electoral management body. The deputy chairman of the High Nation of Elections in that country highlights the importance of having such guidelines.
مشاركتنا اليوم على هذه الملاحظات.
In terms of the ANBs, it is very important for us to have such a document that is standard, that can be used throughout all African countries, and that will be achieved through having very clear terminologies, expressions that are agreed upon among all members of this AEA, and that will help us to implement better elections for the better future of our continent.
Meanwhile, one expert believes that this workshop is a big milestone by all those involved.
For me, that shows the tactfulness that the IEC and the South African government and the AU have had in ensuring that they are leading a process whose likely outcome is going to be accepted mostly by all, save for one or two areas where countries may feel that, based on their sovereignty, they are not keen to accept.
This workshop comes at a critical time where at least 20 African countries, including South Africa, will be preparing to host the elections next year. For SABC News, I'm Natasha Piri in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.